Hey, welcome back everyone for some more World Quiz here on the PlayStation 4. Sorry for the voice crack there, but anyway, we're going to be sticking with normal difficulty here, and I think I am going to be finishing the sports category, which means this is going to be a longer video than usual, but I mean, as you can see, we have only one whole row plus most of another, but I plan on doing this whole thing here in this episode. But before we do so, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. So without further ado, New York team plays at Madison Square Garden. That would be the New York Rangers. Last won the Stanley Cup back in 1994. They beat the Vancouver Canucks in 7 games. Of course, Mark Messier was the captain. Summer Olympic sport, that would be surfing. That was also one of the games on California Games. Considered to be national sport of Serbia, that would be basketball. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Nikola Jokic plays for Denver Nuggets. I believe he's Serbian. One of the most valuable clubs in Italian football, that would be Inter Milan. Famous sporting personality, that'd be John McEnroe. Make sure I'm spelling his name correctly. Summer Olympic sport, that'd be golf. Nice when all the letters are in order. Arizona team plays the calls the Footprint Center home. That would be the Phoenix Suns. I know Charles Barkley used to play for them. If I'm not mistaken, they did make the NBA Finals at some point during the 90s. Wanda Metropolitano, Spanish team, that would be Atletico Madrid. Even in this game, I can't escape this club. For those of you that follow my FIFA content knows that I always, when I'm in the Champions League, I get drawn up against this team. In which country is basketball thought to have started? That would be the country of basketball here in the United States. Oh. In which country is rugby thought to have started? The country of rugby, which is the UK. Summer Olympic sport, that would be, wow. Oh, shooting. Famous sporting personality? I don't know cricket, so... That name does ring a bell, though. Imran Khan. Missouri team plays at the Enterprise Center. That would be the St. Louis Blues. Won their first and only Stanley Cup to date back in 2019. They beat the Boston Bruins, if I'm not mistaken. I forget how many games. Florida team plays at the BB&T Center. That would be the 2-time reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. I really wish they'd go back to their old uniforms because I do not like their new uniforms or their new logo. I wish they would go back to their old school look. Winter Olympic sport, that would be skiing. Why did they only give me 8 for that? Famous sporting personality, that'd be Cristiano Ronaldo. The Portuguese flag kind of gave it away. In which country is tennis thought to have started? The country of tennis, which is France. Which country is hockey thought to have started? the country of hockey. And that's field hockey, by the way, not ice hockey. Ice hockey is thought to have started in Canada. Field hockey apparently is thought to have started in the UK. Often just called Spurs, this London team plays a navy blue and white kit at home. That would be Tottenham Hotspur. It's a good thing I do know my footy. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the fan on too. It's starting to get a little bit stuffy in my room. I do apologize, but I need to be comfortable. Dodger Stadium, of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Which a lot of people are calling the new evil empire because of all their big money signings. Which, admittedly, I don't really follow baseball, so really, I pay no never mind to that. But I do have some friends that do follow baseball and they can't stand the Dodgers. National sport in Nepal, that would be volleyball, which I did not know that. Volleyball is a fun sport. I do like volleyball. Minnesota team plays a target field, that would be the Minnesota Twins. Famous sporting personality. Fernando Alonso. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. I'm guessing that's Formula 1. Which country's gymnastics thought to have started? The country of gymnastics, which is Greece. Louisiana team calls a Smoothie King Center home. What a name. And then that would be the New Orleans Pelicans, formerly known as the New Orleans Hornets. And then before that we had the New Orleans Jazz, which ended up relocating to Utah and becoming the Utah Jazz. Famous sporting personality. Again, I don't know racing, so Ayrton Senna. Yeah, I would have never guessed that. Michigan team calls a Little Caesars Arena home. Actually, one of my favorite pizza brands, and that is the Detroit Pistons. I'd have to say Little Caesars is probably my second favorite pizza place. Pizza Hut would still be number one. I do know this, Michael Schumacher. Make sure I'm spelling his name right. Winter Olympic sport, that would be all alpine skiing. It seems like I get the same one all the time. Name the sport, that would be golf. That was level 50. We got 14 more to go yet. Team plays in blue and white kit at home. That would be FC Porto. Famous sporting personality. That would be Andy Murray. I do know him, even though I'm not a fan of tennis. London team plays at London Stadium. That would be West Ham United. Formerly played at Upton Park, and then they moved to London Stadium. Nicknamed the Hammers. I did do a FIFA 15 career mode with West Ham United. Name the sport, that would be baseball. Admittedly, like I said before, I'm not a fan of baseball. I am somewhat knowledgeable in the sport, but not. Famous sporting personality, that would be, oh, Mia Hamm. one of the best female footballers to come from the United States. Famous sporting personality, that'd be Lionel Messi. Give me a lot of football questions, I like that. Summer Olympic sport, that would be wrestling. Team plays in a yellow and black kit at the Westfalen Stadium, and that would be Borussia Dortmund. I do at some point want to do a career mode with this team. I just don't know how I'm going to go about doing it, or what my parameters are going to be for it, but I do want to do a Borussia Dortmund career mode eventually. Team plays in white kits from the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, that would be Real Madrid. I did do a FIFA 19 career mode with this team off camera. Florida team plays at the Lone Depot Center. That would be the Miami Marlins, formerly known as the Florida Marlins. They have won a couple of World Series titles. Famous sporting personality, that would be Magic Johnson. NBA legend that played for the Los Angeles Lakers. His real first name was Irvin. Famous sporting personality, that would be the late and great Pele. This Maryland team plays at the Oriole Park at Camden Yards. That would be, all you really have to know is the city, and that is Baltimore. And it is the Baltimore Orioles, which was the team that the Pittsburgh Pirates beat to win their last World Series title to date back in 1979. This Pennsylvania team plays at the PPG Paints Arena. That's my favorite team, Pittsburgh Penguins. Yes! Yeah, my favorite team. My favorite NHL team. Oh, I'm happy. I don't care what happens now, I'm happy. That should be freestyle skiing. And the funny thing is too, I just mentioned the Pirates, and then they gave me a question on the Penguins. Which the Pittsburgh Penguins, 5-time Stanley Cup champions, most recently back in 2017, at the back in the back-to-back titles when they beat the San Jose Sharks and Nashville Predators to win back-to-back titles. And then they end up winning back in 91, 92, and 2009. Famous sporting personality, that would be Michael Johnson. Florida team calls it FTX Arena home. That would be the Miami Heat. Oh. Of course, won NBA titles under the trio of LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwayne Wade. Summer Olympic sport, that would be volleyball. This team plays in red and black at the San Siro Stadium. That would be AC Milan. We had Inter Milan earlier, now we got AC Milan. Name the sport, that would be foosball. Is it really a sport though? It's more of a game than a sport. I honestly would not consider that a sport, I'm sorry. I know there's competitive foosball, but I wouldn't call it a sport. Florida team calls the Amway Center home. That would be the Orlando Magic. Just mentioned Shaquille O'Neal. This was his first team that he played for in his illustrious NBA career. Then he moved to the Lakers, and he went to the Heat. Minnesota team plays at the Xcel Energy Center. That would be the Minnesota Wild. Before that, there was the Minnesota North Stars, which ended up relocated to Dallas and becoming the Dallas Stars. Minnesota North Stars made it to 2 Stanley Cup Finals. Team is based in turn at the self-named stadium. That would be Juventus. I've done career modes with them in the past. Famous sporting personality, that would be Babe Ruth. Considered one of the best to ever play the game. This team is based in Munich. That would be Bayern Munich. My least favorite German club. I know everybody hates on Leipzig. Well, let me hate on Bayern Munich. Famous sporting personality, we have Michael Phelps. I think everybody's heard of him. North Carolina team plays at PNC Arena. That would be the Carolina Hurricanes. Before they were the Carolina Hurricanes, they were the Hartford Whalers. Which, the Hartford Whalers had some of the best jerseys, as well as one of the best logos in NHL history. Famous sporting personality, that would be Ronaldinho. One of the best footballers, in my opinion. On his day, nobody was as good as Ronaldinho. Famous sporting personality, I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Steve Davis. I actually graduated with somebody named Steve Davis. Some Olympic sport, that would be, athletics. Okay. Not sure what all that entails, but... Famous sporting personality? I don't know anything about cycling. Bradley Wiggins. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. Considered to be a national sport of Venezuela, that would be baseball. Very popular sport in Latin America, and especially the Caribbean. Which country is Taekwondo thought to have started? The country of Taekwondo, which is South Korea. In which country is ice hockey thought to have started? Which, I mentioned this earlier, that actually thought to have started in Canada. But because this game messed up the questions, then we have to put in the country of ice hockey. Famous sporting personality? Paula somebody. Paula Radcliffe, okay. I'm kind of stumbling a bit here, but... Some sports I know better than others, as you can clearly see. Some Olympic sport, that would be sailing. Famous sporting personality, that would be, oh, Kobe Bryant. The late, great Kobe Bryant. Kind of feel bad I had to use a clue on that. Spent his entire NBA career with the Los Angeles Lakers. Went to Olympic sport, again that would be ice hockey. Famous sporting personality about Johan Cruyff. I think that's how they want to spell it, yep. If I'm not mistaken, Ajax's home stadium is nicknamed the Johan Cruyff Stadium. This Texas team plays at Minute Maid Park. That would be the Houston Astros. very controversial baseball team. I remember back when it was known as the Astrodome. Okay, we only have 6 more levels to go yet. Okay, famous sporting personality. I don't know much about sprinting, but I do know Usain Bolt. Aptly named Usain Bolt. Ontario team plays at the Canadian Tire Centre. That would be the Ottawa Senators. Actually, in one of the NHL teams, I have a soft spot for. I've always liked their uniforms. And I'm so glad they went back, not only to the original uniforms, but back to the original logos. But anyway, this Texas team calls the American Airlines Center home. That would be the Dallas Mavericks. Formerly owned by, no, that's not who. Mark Cuban. I'm trying to answer the question and complete this. Yeah, I don't think Mark Cuban actually owns the team anymore. Muhammad Ali. I don't know much about boxing, but I do know Muhammad Ali. I think everybody does. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Considered to be national sport of Scotland, that would be golf. Actually thought to have originated there. And we're exactly 6,300 green balls. And we got 5 more levels to go yet. Often just called PSG, this French team play at the Parc de France. That'd be Paris Saint-Germain. Can't believe they have me type all this. Their little brother, so to speak, Paris FC, just got promoted to Ligue 1 and are playing in the top division. This is tennis. Considered to be national sport of Guyana, that would be cricket. Never really got into cricket, admittedly. Although it is a very popular sport, I just can't get into it. This Manitoba team plays at the Canada Life Centre. That would be the Winnipeg Jets. Before that, they were the Atlanta Thrashers. And then the original incarnation of the Winnipeg Jets became the Phoenix Coyotes. And then that particular team ceased operations and ended up coming into the Utah Mammoth. But anyway, wrestling is thought to have started in China. But yeah, Utah Mammoth is technically not part of the Arizona Coyotes franchise because the Arizona Coyotes actually ceased operations. Okay, badminton is actually thought to have started in India, which of course I can't put that down because the game is weird like that. Summer Olympic sport, that would be field hockey. Rules are a bit different than ice hockey. I have seen a few field hockey matches during the Olympics. NBA is associated with basketball. That's actually what the B stands for, the National Basketball Association. That's why whenever you watch ESPN, whenever they say, we have got news from the association, well, that's what they mean by that. This Illinois team plays at the Guaranteed Rate Field. That would be the Chicago White Sox. Now, I don't follow baseball, but I have heard that the White Sox are, especially this past year, did not have a good season at all. They had a historically bad season, I guess. Which country is volleyball thought to have started? Thought to have started in the US, which naturally I can't type that. Hey, we should have 3 more levels until we are done with the sports category. Team plays in Amsterdam in the Eredivisie. That would be Ajax, which I just mentioned them, funnily enough. Texas team calls a Toyota Center home. That would be the Houston Rockets. Won back-to-back NBA titles in the 90s, back when Michael Jordan was retired the first time, led by Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Rest in peace. I do believe he did pass on. I could be mistaken, but this Alberta team plays at the Rogers Center. That would be the Edmonton Oilers, who have lost back-to-back Stanley Cup finals the past 2 seasons. California team calls a Golden One Center home. That would be the Sacramento Kings. Funny, we have the Sacramento Kings in basketball, and we have the Los Angeles Kings in hockey. This Ontario team plays the Scotiabank Arena. That would be the Toronto Maple Leafs. Admittedly, the only one of the original 6 teams that I have any kind of feelings towards. I do feel bad for Leafs fans, because how many more seasons are they gonna have to go through disappointment and not even make it past the second round when a lot of people figure this team would be competing for cups? I do sympathize with them. Considered to be national sport of Antigua, that would be kart racing? No. Boat racing. I should have... Now I feel stupid. Name the sport, that'd be rugby. Yeah, I feel stupid after that. California team plays at the Honda Center, that'd be the Anaheim Ducks, formerly known as the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. They did go back to the original logo, but their colors are different. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Instead of wearing green and purple, they're now wearing orange and gold and black and white. Famous sporting personality, I have absolutely no clue. Donald Brad, never heard of him. Texas team plays at the American Airlines Center. I mentioned this team earlier, the Dallas Stars, formerly known as the Minnesota North Stars. We got one more level to go. And this is going to be our longest World Quiz video to date. But anyway, FA is associated with football. Famous sporting personality, that'd be, Jokic. Oh, what's his first name? I don't know his first name. Novak. Djokovic. I knew his last name was Djokovic, but I didn't know his first name. Washington plays at the T-Mobile Park. That'd be the Seattle Mariners. It's where Ken Griffey Jr. and Ichiro Suzuki played. That's about all I know about the Mariners. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've ever won a World Series title. This team plays in Sky Blue at the home ground in the north of England. That would be Manchester City. Not fond of them at all. One of the few things I have in common with Manchester United fans. And famous sporting personality, that would be Martina Navratilova. There we go, that is the sports category done and dusted. Do we get a yes we do, and it says score. But yeah, next time I see you guys, which we have 13 categories cleared already, But I think the next time I see you guys, we're gonna go into general knowledge here. You can see there's a whole bunch here. And a general knowledge 3. Same amount. But I think we're gonna tackle this the next time I get into this, but with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.